Welcome, everyone, to Week 12 NFL action. This is the Predictive Playbook NFL show, and I'm joined by my regular co-hosts, Buster and Rocky Atkinson. Welcome to the show, guys, and most of all, I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. We're recording this Thanksgiving Eve. It is truly a great time of the year to be grateful and thankful for a lot of the blessings we have and sometimes overlook. So, one of those blessings is that the three of us have the privilege of talking NFL every single week together, and I absolutely love it. And we're going to start right now with Rocky Atkinson of Rocket Man Sports and his game with the Miami Dolphins. And in this game, the Miami Dolphins are hosting the Carolina Panthers. The betting public so far is about 60% of the bets are on Carolina. Miami is a +1, and I heard that it's +2 at some places already. The record 4-7 for Miami. Carolina fighting to be playoff contenders at 5-6. They are 4-6 the last 10 against the spread. Miami's money losing 3-7 on this season against the number. Take it away, Rocky, and tell us where your best bet is in this game.
All right, thank you, John. This Miami team, they started off the season slow. They started off 1-7 straight up. But since then, they have won 3 in a row. They beat Houston, they beat Baltimore, and they beat the New York Jets. During those last 3 games, they have allowed only an average of 12 points per game. So the defense here has stepped it up a notch. Carolina started off the season, on the other hand, on a hot note. They went 3-0 in the beginning, but then they lost 4 in a row. And they're coming off a home loss to the Washington football team this past weekend, 27-21. Cam Newton actually had a very good game in that game, but he's now going up against this Miami defense has held down powerhouses Buffalo and Baltimore over the past month. Tua had a great game this past Sunday against the Jets, completing 27 of 33 passes, good enough for 82 completion percentage. He had 273 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Quarterback rating was 108.7. So he looked good there. Also, keep in mind the public here, as you mentioned, is all over Carolina in this one right now. And it moved the line from Miami -1 in the opener to, I've seen Carolina -2 now. So we'd love to take the other side of the public, as always. A few trends to consider here. Carolina's 5-13 against the spread. The last 18 games is a road favorite. Carolina 7-19 against the spread. Last 26 games against a team with a losing record. Miami's 11-4 their last 15 home games against the spread. Miami is 7-3 against spread last 10 games as a home underdog. Miami's 5-1 against spread last 6 meetings overall versus Carolina. And the home team is 4-1 against spread last 5 meetings in this series. So what I'm seeing here is the hotter team right now is Miami here. And Miami has the better current defense. In my opinion, they have the better quarterback at the moment as well, even though Cam did have a tremendous game last week in that loss. So I'm going to recommend a play on Miami plus the points here on Sunday.
I love the breakdown, Rocky. Good job there. And also, guys and gals out there, Rocky's on a 79% college basketball run right now. 75% winners in the NHL, which he's good every single year. 65% in the NBA, 68% in the NFL, and only 56% in college football. I mean, what the heck's wrong with that? Now we're going to move over to Buster, who's also on a pretty good run here. He's been releasing his top-rated 5% picks the last 4 weeks. He's won all 4 of them. And the best news of all, guys, is he has another one out there now for just $9. So make sure you get over to sportsmemo.com and get on board. Now, Buster, we're going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons, who somehow are 4-6 on this season. I'm not sure how that happened. I guess it was a blur that I didn't see. But they're taking on Jacksonville on the road. They're going to be playing at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville. The weather's going to be outstanding. No rain in the forecast whatsoever. Jacksonville is 2-8, 1-4 at home. Against the spread, they are 4-6 on the season. Atlanta 4-6 on the season, 4-6 against the spread. Jacksonville is only a 1-point dog. Man, what do you think of this game, Buster, and where's the best bet?
Well, thanks a lot, John. Appreciate you having me like always. Yeah, I know here's a game that a lot of people aren't even going to be looking at to bet, but we had Atlanta 3 here. And we like Atlanta because they have a lot more to play for, obviously. Atlanta, in the last 2 games, they've really, as you can say, they've really shit the bed the last 2 games. They were 4-4, and they looked like they were in the run to make the playoffs. Now, they have to win this game for any chance to make the playoffs, which is still going to be tough because they do have a tough schedule. I think the only other game that might be an easier winning game is going to be against Detroit later down the schedule. They really struggled in Dallas. Then they got a bunch of injuries. And we always say sometimes you can end up losing a game twice. And that's exactly what happened. When they lost Patterson, they had only 4 days they had to go. They played New England at home, and they were a no-show. Matt Ryan got benched. But we believe here they've got like a 10-day break, and that's going to be huge for Atlanta, if you ask us. We believe Matt Ryan, he's hot and cold. There's been all kinds of calling from the Atlanta fans to bench him, but he's their best guy that they have, and he's going to bounce back this game, we believe. And as I said, Patterson is the key to Atlanta's offense, and he could have actually played that Thursday night game. He was pretty close, but because it was a short week, they decided not to play him. So you'll see him in the game on Sunday. And, we like Atlanta here. As far as Jacksonville, they actually have been playing not bad, and their 2 wins have came in their last 5 games. They're 2-3. Problem with Jacksonville is their offense really, really struggles. And that's gonna help Atlanta here because they've actually the last 3 games they've averaged about 250 yards a game, Jacksonville's offense, and that's not going to get it done. And Atlanta, even though these last couple of games playing probably 2 of the top teams in the NFL with Dallas and New England, their defense struggled. But against average teams, their defense has been very good, Atlanta, this year. And we're looking, because it's such a must-win game for Atlanta, we're looking for them to have a big game. And, John, I, of course, always have to have something for you with the trends. And Atlanta is 5-0, their last 5 against Jacksonville. Let's make it 6-0 this Sunday.
Oh, I love it. I love the numbers. I love numbers. And I'm going to be talking about numbers in my game. And in this matchup, I'm looking at the Philadelphia Eagles. They're taking on division rival New York Giants this Sunday. The public is just absolutely enamored with Philadelphia coming off that legitimate win against a very good Saints team with a very good Saints run defense that the Eagles just absolutely shredded. There's no other way to describe it. Philadelphia only passed for less than 150 net passing yards in that game, showing how much they had to rely on the pass, which was basically nothing. But the Eagles are 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games in which they're coming off a game throwing for fewer than 150 passing yards. That's not going to get it done against the Giants, but I have a hard time betting the Giants, and that actually makes me feel pretty good, guys, because the Giants are a borderline dysfunctional team, to put it bluntly. They're 3-7 on the season. 5-5 against the spread, however, and they have been very good underdog plays over the time that Judge has been the coach. So in this matchup, I see the Giants actually winning this game. My models have the Giants. The fact that only 27% of the bets are on the Giants right now makes me even more enthusiastic because, as you guys say all the time, when you're fading the public trend, it's usually pretty good. And another thing that stuck out with me right away with this game, guys, was that, what the heck? The Giants are a 3.5-point home dog. I thought the Eagles would be favored by maybe 4.5 to 6. And that told me something, too, that the play here is on the New York Giants. Just last week, we had the same situation in the Eagles-Saints game. I looked at the line. The Saints were, I think, -1.5, -2 when it opened up. And you just kind of go, what? Wait a minute, is that right? Is that a misprint? It didn't make any sense. And, of course, by the time the game went off, the Eagles were actually favored by a point and easily won the game. The final score was not indicative of how they dominated. So 1 week later, the Eagles find themselves as a 3.5-point road dog with a losing record. So I am on the Giants. It's backed by playing against favorites like Philadelphia that have won 2 of the last 3 games and have a losing record on the season, not below 40%, but ranging between 40 and 49%. So that generally means like 1 or 2 games under 500 in the second half of the season. And we are now in the second half of the season. That's gone 74% winners over the last 10 seasons on a 40 and 14 and 1 push record. It is 11-6 against the number of the last 3 seasons, 20-7 the last 5 seasons. That all goes on to the New York Giants in this matchup. So I am taking the Giants plus the 3.5, and that will be a circa bet as well. So, guys, that'll wrap it up. It's always a sad departure when we can't continue with more and more dialogue, but I'll be talking to you guys soon. So on behalf of Buster, Rocky, myself, and Sportsmemo.com, WagerDoc.com, happy Thanksgiving, and may all the wins be yours.